there's an 18-year-old college freshman huddled over her laptop, listening to a Zoom class in the corner of her parents' house, and going into debt for that experience. She's one of 45 million folks in America with student loan debt. I'm one of them too. Student debt is a massive policy mistake and one we have the power to fix. 10 years ago, Reverend Jesse Jackson called me out at a meeting for refusing to say how much student debt I had, explaining that shame gives the banks all the power. I left that meeting confronting my shame over my debt and determined to make college free and cancel all student loan debt. When I went to school, I took nearly $80,000 out of student loan debt for a simple reason. As a society, we stopped valuing education and stopped funding it. Instead, we told students like me to mortgage our future because it would be worth it. It doesn't have to be this way. Debt is one of the oldest forms of oppression, and devaluing our education harms families across generations. We can stop this if we organize. My deepest hope as the 2020 presidential cycle started was that canceling student loan debt would be a top issue. And I was part of a movement to make that happen. About 6 months into 2019, both Senator Elizabeth Warren and Senator Bernie Sanders introduced plans to cancel student loan debt. As we entered the general election, canceling student loan debt became an even more pressing issue because of COVID. Thanks to Democratic leadership, federal student loan payments, including garnishments, have been paused since March. Millions of people were struggling to pay their loans before the pandemic, and now it's impossible. Even former opponents are now embracing student loan cancellation, in part because they recognize that canceling student loan debt would provide a massive economic stimulus. Thanks to the force of RISE, Strike Debt, Student Debt Crisis, the Debt Collective, AFT, NEA, and others, there is a huge groundswell to win the cancellation. And we'll get it done with Joe Biden. He supports an across-the-board $10,000 cancellation due to COVID, cancellation for most public colleges, HBCU, and minority-serving institutions alums, and adjustments to the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. The DNC platform includes some debt cancellation and, very importantly, the concept of administrative relief. And in earth-shattering good news, Senator Schumer recently introduced legislation to support canceling $50,000 of federal student loan debt via administrative relief, meaning that the government can use the power already granted to it by Congress without passing new legislation. He even tweeted, "Cancel student loan debt." And it showed me a lot has changed from when people would pat me on the head condescendingly when I talked about canceling student loan debt to now it being inevitable that we will cancel all student loan debt. Joe Biden has shown he listens with empathy and moves into action. All the stories of everyone struggling with student debt across generations, the disparate impact on Black women, and the drag on the economic mobility of first-generation students will be too hard to stop. Joe Biden will be the president to cancel all student loan debt.